Wow, what a Derby Day victory that was for Amorim. Ahmad, you are a special player, but the bigger victory was overall for the team. Amorim's identity, I think, is really starting to come through, even if the intensity and the quality does still need work. The foundations are there, we're building them, and let's talk through the momentum that win should be able to give us. There really is no better Monday morning feeling than coming off the back of a big win in a big game against one of your rivals. And to beat City in the fashion that we did with 2 late winners, was it a perfect game? No. But is there something to build on? Yes. And I overlooked that in my match reaction. I focused a little bit too much on the lack of intensity and quality and didn't pick out what I think were actually some really good points from that game. And I'm going to run through all of that in this video. You can let me know what you think in the comments. And if you're not going to drop a like on this video, then you never probably will. But number 1 on my list, I want to speak about how Amorim's foundations are getting stronger. Let's take a quick look at them. Oh, sorry, my bad. Wrong photo. So is that one there? No, it's not that one there. It's not that one. Anyway, Amorim spoke after the game and said, honestly, the result doesn't really take away from the performance. And I think he's spot on. If you looked at how United played in that game, right? We just, you know the system by now. We're playing with 3 at the back. You're going to have Ugarte there, slightly deeper than Kobe. Staggered, you've got Mazraoui. Look, I don't need to tell you the overall shape, but that's what United really did differently against City. I wanted us to play more proactively in getting the ball from the centre-backs up the pitch to try and get the space in behind. But have we done that? Would City have been able to have more of a measure of control in the game? Would it have ended up more like the NBA-style transitional football? Potentially. And Maguire spoke about it after the game, speaking about how United's structure improved. And I think that was a noticeable difference. Now that I've looked back and I've watched the, 90 and 20 that United do, United approached this game in a fashion where it felt like United had more belief that they could actually go on and win it, rather than, oh, we're playing City, we have to just stay deep and compact and try and sneak a chance here or there. Now, of course, the quality was still lacking. We need so much more in the attacking third. But I think that difference in approach was noticeable, and I overlooked it in my match reaction. But of course, the biggest talking point from yesterday is Ahmad, and the praise that this lad gets and needs and deserves. Ahmad is a player that's had to wait for his opportunity to fight through adversity, through loan spells, through injuries, through being overlooked by managers to where he is now. It's not been given to him on a silver plate. He's grinded for it. And this comment from Roy Keane after the game I thought was really spot on. About, some players, they're uncomfortable in the United shirt. The weight of expectation bears down on the shoulders of a lot of United players, and they've struggled to match that. They've struggled to use that responsibility as energy, and it kind of drags them down. And that was David Beckham on Instagram saying, look at the little caption at the bottom. Big teams win with players who want to wear the jersey. Now, you could try and suggest that's an indirect to Rashford or Garnacho, but I don't. I think it's just talking about what Ahmad did in that game. He stepped up to the plate when we needed somebody to step up to the plate. Deserves all the praise. He is the best player under Amorim so far, and is a shining example of a player who, if you follow the Amorim system and you have the intensity that you want, this is what you can deliver. And if these United players want to win anything, that's how you got to be playing. But as I said, I overlooked the defence of United and the overall structure in my match reaction. And I think the defence really does deserve some praise from that game yesterday. Amorim was speaking about Maguire individually. And I'll speak about a few United defenders, defensive players individually. Maguire was fantastic in that back 3. The back 3 system is one that suits Maguire the most. Playing as the central centre-back, having 2 wide centre-backs that do more of the running, and therefore the central centre-back can go toe-to-toe with the striker. And that's what he did against Haaland. He really went aggressive and touched tight to him, and it limited Haaland's impact in the game. And also, from a possession perspective, he was pretty good in the build-up. But it wasn't just Maguire. I think Ugarte's getting some praise yesterday that he richly deserves, but Ugarte's just been quietly, game after game, increasing in how comfortable he looks in this Manchester United setup. The players are now getting used to the system. Ugarte was never going to struggle with that. He's played under Amorim before. He knows the system inside out. But yesterday, Probably his best performance. And I said it to the lads on the Christmas do. No evidence, so you're going to have to trust me on this one. I said, if we're going to win, if we're going to win at the Etihad, I think Ugarte is going to have his best performance in a United shirt. And it made a big, big difference. As did seeing Lisandro Martinez, not just with that pass to Ahmad, but Martinez looked a bit more like Martinez. I've been really worried for him so far this season. He's just not quite looked himself. Whether that's confidence, whether that's composure, or whether that's actually quality on the ball as well. He looked like he had all of those against City. And he was the real progressor of that ball. So just defensively, as a unit and as a collective, United were patient. And that ultimately paid off in the end. And a decision which Amorim made, and he was spot on to make, in my opinion, was the Rashford and Garnacho one. It's easily the most powerful statement, I think, that Amorim has made so far. In terms of, I don't think it's about player power and trying to get on top of that. It's a case of making examples to show the standards that are required. And unfortunately for Rashford and Garnacho, they haven't done enough. And clearly to the point where their manager, despite how poor we are from an attacking perspective, he took two of his best attackers out of the team, out of the squad completely. And they sat at home watching United's players enjoy that. And that's a memory they won't have. Their reaction will be everything. I love the fact that Amorim said, look, you've got our club right now with Ineos. They're sacking people. They're cuts right, left, right, and centre. We have to have the same accountability and standards as players. And that's why that was a powerful moment. And I personally don't think that I don't think the result changes the fact that that was the right decision. Had we lost, that still would have been a correct decision, but it would have been even more of a headline. The fact that United won gives it more power. And I think the players, they should anyway, Amorim should gain more respect from that. And moving forward with United, of course, there's more that we need to have. But if that win right there doesn't build momentum, then I don't know what really is going to build momentum. Winning 2-1 on enemy territory, an 88th minute and a 90th minute winner. You played as a collective team. You remained patient, and it ultimately paid off towards the end. If you can't use that as a bit of momentum to spark this team to make the next step up, we're not saying that, United are now going to have to win every single game, beat Spurs, and then go away at Anfield and beat that. Ideally, you would. But it's about momentum. And that was a huge game from a momentum perspective. And I hope they build on it. Because as I said, if you're not going to build on that, then what do you need to build on? Seriously.